Quick update for everyone. When I last left you, um, we were having connection issues. We were also having moderator issues, or so I've been told. Um, and I was quite wet. I was still happy, but all my gear was wet, and all my batteries were pretty much dead. So I was telling people that I might be getting a motel for the night. And this is it. It's glorious. My motel in all its glory has a bed, a couch, a coffee table, a CRT TV. I haven't quite moved on to the flat panel like TVs here yet in rural Oregon. They're sticking with the cathode ray tube, but that's better for a reaction time. There's no delay between your input and what happens on screen. So we can play some Smash or something. A microwave, a mini fridge. These are all things I don't have in my backpack usually. I know, I'm in a building. It's weird. I'm inside. It's raining outside, but I'm underneath like a structure that's weather protected. I'm not being rained on. This is new to me. I'm dry. I'm drying everything out. You can probably see some stuff there. My sleeping bag's over there, my sleeping pads in there, drying out. I have to take my tent out and stuff to like dry it out. By the time I'm getting everything aired out, it's gonna be crazy in here. I'll have like forts built out of camping gear. Yeah, I did say I wanted to do a motel stream. I'm not. It's a little bit later now. It's been a few hours, like 3 hours since I said that, I think. Maybe even more. But yeah, if I do a motel stream, update some people, show some people my gear if anyone's interested, the kind of things I brought, and probably some stuff I brought that I haven't used that I didn't need to bring, because I've never had to live stream something before, so yeah, a real bed is a welcome change at times. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. I'm gonna sleep amazing tonight, and it might be a little bit hard when I have to walk out of here tomorrow morning to get back out into the rain, into the world. But I should have full batteries, dry gear, and maybe some food in my belly, coffee in the morning. Yeah, motel. Wasn't that expensive. They don't have, it's public Wi-Fi, so I still have to use my my little unlimited data thing. But I think the speed's decent enough that we can have a reliable stream. Albeit, again, I can actually knock on wood. I can knock on wood this time. This is wood, or at least looks like wood. It's probably like just wood paneled, but we're calling it wood. Hopefully we have some reliable streams. Yeah, motel, hotel, holiday, yeah. No, I know it. I know. Yeah, so I guess I can, well, show you guys around, give you the walking tour. Alright. Yeah, I modded a couple people. Apparently, I didn't see, because I haven't actually gone over my old VODs. We had some issues and people were calling for mods. I didn't see what someone said, I just saw people calling for mods. So I modded a couple people. We could, yeah, I modded you. As long as you want to be modded. If you don't want to be modded, I could. Yeah, I modded you. If you don't want to be mod, you don't have to be mod. I just, you talked so much and you contributed so much, and you like photoshopped that picture and stuff. I thought like you definitely deserve to be mod if you want to. So I added you. If you don't want to, yeah, I have mods now. I'll add more. I just quickly added a couple because I'm like, we need a couple. Um, and I'm sure some of the people that are already here, you'll be mods too. I haven't gone thoroughly through my chats and stuff like that. So we'll establish a bit of a mod list because, as I understand it, um, someone was saying something in chat that should have been moderated. So um, actually, I haven't looked at how many miles. It hasn't really been that far. I had what, 4 rides today again, but actual distance isn't that far. Where did we start the day? It was, the name is slipping my mind. It was on the channel earlier today. Astoria. See, you beat me to it. Astoria. Thank you for having a better memory than I do. Again, names, man. I struggle with them. Yeah, Astoria to Tillamook. Which it actually seems like a decent sized town for compared to the ones I've been through. So hopefully it's got that's a pretty small day for 4 rides. We're really having some connection issues. Fishguard, Wales. Yeah, that's a pretty short day. But again, I kind of say it every day. I'm not trying to go for distance. I'm going for fun and the experience and bringing you guys along. Unfortunately, we really had some connection issues today. Like, it wasn't the best. Yesterday was much better. We had a full 11 hours with just a few little hiccups. Oh, yeah. It's a unique name, Fishguard. Yes, I did go through there 3 years ago, which is weird. I have like a selective memory. I'll remember really obscure things from forever ago, and then yeah, because we almost had 30 viewers, which is crazy to me. And then as soon as he picked us up, we lost. I think my phone. Yeah, cars are probably the worst. And then when I get picked up, I'm usually still within kind of a town's limits, and as soon as I get picked up, we drive out of a town and you lose your cell towers, which I don't know how to make it better. If I like maybe if I had multiple of these jetpack things and kind of connected the signals together, like multiple carriers, so if there's Verizon signal somewhere, AT&T somewhere else, they can kind of combine them together, maybe get a more reliable. Yeah, I was really happy too, and chat was going, and I could barely keep up while trying to hitchhike, and it was pretty exciting. And then I got picked up, and it's just like goodbye everyone. But that's okay. I just enjoy doing this, and if there's a few people in chat, I don't need to have a ton of people. I'm okay with the people like you guys talking right away, like instantly joining my channel as soon as I turn it on. It's cool that you guys just you consistently show up and check out my channel, which I love. So thank you. It's the people like you that keep coming back that really make me enjoy doing this, more so than just hitchhiking by myself. When I left initially, I said, like, I'd try out this live streaming thing. If it doesn't really catch on, if it's not a big deal, I'll probably just ship all my live streaming stuff home, just like mail it home, and then just keep hitchhiking by myself, because I still like hitchhiking. I was going to hitchhike regardless. I just wanted to show off hitchhiking to anyone that's interested. And it's gone really well as far as, or it's been received really well. Um, Even through all the hiccups, because there's been a lot, mostly connection issues. Um, yeah, and you guys have stuck around through that, so that's awesome. Um, yeah, even with all the stuff today with connection issues and this stream just not working that well between towns, I still had a great time. The people I met were extremely friendly. That young guy that picked you up that immediately killed the stream, he was... Thank you. um, he was extremely friendly, the 20-year-old guy that picked me up. We had some nice like heart-to-heart, and the stream was crashing, so I told him, like, no one can see this anymore, you can speak your mind, don't worry about the camera. Um, let's just talk one-on-one. There's no one watching, because there wasn't. Yeah, Elias was very nice. And he dropped me off at this little store that was like the distribution center thing for like a Tillamook based, they make like dried pepperonis and stuff like that, just like cured meats. And it was $1 for a 2-foot long pepperoni stick. So I grabbed one of those. Okay, that helps, that makes it easier to remember. So usually preserved meats are really expensive, but it was this huge thing for $1. In Canada, anything preserved like that costs a small fortune. And they're great for traveling because it doesn't get much more calorie dense or like protein rich than like dried meats, and dried meats are great because they don't go bad, so you don't have to bring around a raw steak with you, and they taste amazing. You got quarter size. That would have been pretty funny if I got quarter size hail while I was out hitchhiking, eh? Even I might have complained at that point. I try to not complain about the weather. I just roll with the punches and enjoy it as I go. But quarter size hail, I might complain on that one. Yeah, but yeah, it was a good day regardless of the connection issues. So yeah, and I'm happy you guys are back. This will probably be a pretty chill stream. What do you call it? Resident sleeper, when nothing really exciting happens. It's really loud outside. Outside, like on my end, because I don't have a mic plugged in. I can plug in a separate mic. Your window's down pretty good. It's 2:50 in the morning. It's 6:50 p.m. here, Pacific Standard Time. That's late. I don't think I've stayed up that late in a very long time. Maybe that makes me sound old, but I appreciate my sleep. I've been going to bed at like 9 o'clock every night. I go to bed with the sun when I'm hitchhiking. I hitchhike all day, I'm exhausted, I set up my tent. It's getting dark around 8:30 here. And then I climb in my tent, I go to bed, I sleep until it's light out, and then I turn the stream on and I do it again. I think it's a really healthy like sleep, like traveling like this and sleeping outside gives you a really healthy sleep schedule, or sets your, like, what do they call it, circadian rhythm or clock or something like that. The only alarm would be my phone, but no, I don't set an alarm. I wake up when the sun comes, when it gets light out, which is why I think it's good. Like, that's what we evolved. Yeah, it's like you're supposed to get tired at night, and then the light in the morning is supposed to wake you up. So yeah, I usually get a really good sleep. Last night I didn't as much because that storm ripped through, and I'm not sure if anyone watched the VOD from this morning when I was in my tent, but you could like probably see the tent walls being and then me crawling out into the rain. But that was a kind of showcase of my sleeping system, even though it was soaking wet. But I'll show you guys again all my sleeping stuff tonight, all my different batteries. I have like 6 different things charging at once, oh, more than that, 7 different things charging at once. don't buy this brand of battery, Boxtron. This was the battery I was relying on, and it died on me the very first day I tried to live stream within like 20 minutes of using it. Wouldn't recommend this. I don't know if I should just chuck it out or should I keep it and like try and like send it to them and be like, what is this bullshit? So, because it's heavy, it's like a pound. A 20,000 milliamp battery is usually about 4 to 450 grams. No idea what your ancestors do. They didn't watch live streams on Twitch TV. That's what I can tell you. This is still kind of crazy to me that I can be out there hitchhiking with an audience from around the world watching me as I do that. Like, I find that amazing. So thank you, Twitch, for giving me the ability to do that. And thank you, Verizon Kinda, for having one of the better cellular networks in the United States. We've had our issues, but I can't really expect every single mountainous highway to have 4G LTE speed. Yeah, he's a viewer from Wales. And then asked me to ask the drivers if they know of Wales, and if they do, what do they know about Wales? Yeah, and because initially when I started this, I broadcasted this to my limited social network, like my old Facebook account that you have friends from high school on, and I sent messages to my the addresses in my phone book, like the different cell numbers, and that was about it. But most of the people chatting, like the regular people that are chatting, had just found the channel naturally through browsing, I think, which is really cool, and they're from all over the place. It's your mark. You want to ask all? Yeah. Well, one guy's like, do you know of Wales? And he's like, Wales, Canada? No, not Wales, Canada. The other Wales. I don't know if there's a Wales in Canada. There could be. There's a dildo in Canada. In Newfoundland. Yeah, I guess I can show you. I found the channel because what I like to do is go to the bottom of the list and find people who are just starting out, show some support. Well, I'm sure all those people appreciate that. I certainly do, because everyone starts somewhere. The largest channels you see on the top of Twitch started with just a few viewers, so yeah, I know there is a dildo Canada. Can I say dildo? Is that appropriate? I think there's a few oddly named places in Canada. I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head. I think you could just give a Google search, weird named towns Canada, and it would dildo would be included, and there's a couple other ones that are really obscure. I guess I can give a tour of my my motel room, my premium accommodation. If only I could carry this around in my backpack, like microwave and fridge and all, and CRT TV, like carry that around with me. That would be great. Just strolled around IRL with until something grabbed your attention. Well, I'm glad I grabbed your attention. Alright. Balls falls. Classic. Alright. So I've got all the million things in the world charging. I've got 1 battery, 2 battery, 3 battery, 4 battery, jetpack charging, secondary phone charging. This is my little adapter thing, which is connected to the wall. My laptop's charging. This would be charging if it wasn't a piece of crap that died on the first day. Swastika, Ontario. I did not know that. Jesus. Would have thought someone would have levied to change the name at some point. All right. I guess I can. Head smashed in Buffalo. Okay, I did know head smashed in Buffalo Jump, Alberta. I just didn't pop into my head. That's a pretty famous one. Like it's the translation of the native name, which is taken quite literally, and I think it's just like a cliff where they'd herd buffalo up and scare them off the edge, so they wouldn't have to like kill them. They just run themselves off the cliff, and then they could, you know, use their hides and their meat to survive. This is my sleeping pad. It's an X-bed down mat. That's my couch where I can lounge, where you saw me starting the stream. Bed. Look at this. What is this? It's got sheets and pillows. I don't have a pillow. My pillow is I roll up this and my down jacket, and that's my pillow. These are real pillows. We are living in luxury tonight. All right, let's continue. This is my sleeping bag that's zipped open and drying. My ground sheet. Oh, and all my tent stuff I still need to take out. Oh, and look how big the washroom is. Like, big walk-in shower. And I'm like, wow. Towels, face cloths, toilet paper. It's funny how exciting you can get over the little things when you don't have access to them on a day-to-day basis. I still haven't showered. Yeah, that shower, I tell you, is gonna be spectacular. I haven't showered since Vancouver. Where do I shit when I'm quite often in, like, you know, just roadside pull-offs, gas stations, fast food joints, restaurants. I bring toilet. No matter what you're doing when you're backpacking, you should have toilet paper in your backpack, or a knowledge of the local foliage, so that you know something that isn't going to, irritate you when you clean yourself up. But yeah, if you gotta go, you gotta go, man. It's just nicer to have actual plumbing. Oh, impact velocity. Yeah, I added you as mod. You did say that you could mod, and you've modded for some other channel or something like that. So I added you as mod quickly just to, you know, get some mods in the channel. I added my friend from back home, Impact Velocity, and our friend from Wales. So I'm going to add more of you. Yeah. Yeah, there'll be more mods. I just wanted to add a couple because the last time the stream was actually consistent before everything went to crap, people were calling out for mods, so yeah. So, and a microwave, a coffee pot, instant coffee fridge. Just add them as DC Fit as channel grows. Maybe a few more. Yeah, cause yeah, if I'm streaming from when I wake up till when I go to bed, like 12-ish hours, you're gonna need some variety in your moderation team, because yeah, no one's gonna be around for the whole 12-hour stream. People got things to do, lives to live. I have to like focus on talking slower and enunciating things better. Naturally, when I talk out loud, I have a tendency to just spit out what's on my mind instantly, and then I misspeak and I stutter. So I'm working on my speaking, or I will be, because I'm talking all day, every day now. So, like, personal development, it's good. Yeah. What do I have? I guess I can bring you along as I take out all my soaking wet um, camping gear and start to try to dry it all. Alright. Oh. Going to try and get your channel art and stuff done for this Sunday. Okay. I do have, actually, before I get to do this, I have a very generous, in my opinion, very impressive viewer art that I had given to me. So let's just pull that up in 1 second. So Watkins 999, thank you. I'm just gonna switch to screen view. Look at that. Look at that. When we were live streaming, and he said, "Yeah, I photoshopped something for you." I had no idea what to think of that. Like, what kind of what kind of Photoshop would you have done? And then when I got to this town, I pulled that up and I saw that, and I was really impressed. I've never had anyone like create me with their art or anything like that, and to be honest, I might have gotten a little bit emotional. Like that meant a lot to me, so thank you so much. I think it's amazing. So like that was really nice. Yeah, you did well. You did a really good job, and I'm gonna somehow put that on my channel, because I want people to see that and call you out that you made that, because that's really amazing. After 4 days, I have someone go out of their way to like Photoshop an image of me hitchhiking and my trip down Highway 101. That's crazy. And yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I sent him an email saying that I might use it as my offline screen. Yeah, something like that. Because right now it's just blank, so I think that'll look great. I have it as my desktop background on my computer already. Like, so I was so excited when I saw that. Holy shit. That was amazing. Alright, anyway, back to what I was doing. I just had to do that short aside, because, like, wow, man. It's impressive. Thank you. Everything's soaking wet. I don't know, can you see the sheen on things? I think you can. That's just waterlogged. Waterlogged. I don't know, because it's wet, but it's also kind of like, it's gritty. Yeah, it's very late there. If you're in Wales, and it's 7 o'clock PST, it's late. Get some sleep. Appreciate you being around for me showing off your artwork. Though I probably would have waited until you got back, because I would have wanted you to be here in the channel before I showed people. Yeah. Use a lot of maple syrup. I haven't used that much maple syrup in my time. Maple syrup's quite pricey, even in Canada. It's delicious. It's pricey, and I guess I'm just a frugal guy, so I never splurge on the real deal. And do we say A? Most don't geographically in some certain areas, like say maybe like Northern Ontario. You might get some A's here and there. I don't know if you've seen like, was it Out for a Rip? Like that's kind of like your rural Northern Ontario kind of like culture and accent. So that's A is not widely spoken. Save it for special moments. Oh man. Let's see if you can see the sheen on this puppy. Let's see. Hey, do you see all that reflectiveness? That's all water. You say yeah all the time. Really? Whereabouts are you from again? Were you from Toronto? Like, it's in your normal vocabulary? I don't think I've met that many people that have it in their normal vocabulary. Like, people will say it ironically when they're trying to, like, especially when you meet someone not from Canada and you just want to, like, personify all Canadian stereotypes. You just pull everything out. You pull out your A's, you pull out your moose, you pull out your beaver, the animal. Pull out everything. It's a really weird stance I'm doing. You thought it was a common thing? Well, I don't know. It's like a stereotypical, like, I don't know. You say A at the end of your sentence. I haven't heard it that much. But sorry is definitely like, including me. I say sorry when I shouldn't say sorry. Sorry is very widely used in situations where people aren't really sorry, or someone wronged you and you say sorry. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like saying like, I don't know. This didn't mean to happen. I don't mean any harm by it. Just carry on with your life. Canadians are supposed to be really nice, but like say you, like if you're in a major Canadian city and you put yourself in a similar geographically located American city, you probably won't find the people that different. Like someone from Vancouver and someone from Seattle. Like, I don't think you're going to be able to notice the difference. Yeah, saying sorry for saying sorry, and then it just goes down the line. Oh man, I'm so happy I got this motel. If I had to set up even if it was dry tonight, if I had to unroll this tent like this and all my camp gear, because it's still soaking wet from last night, and crawl into that tonight, oh, I'd be miserable. This was like $65 US well spent. I am totally okay with paying that. Like, this is my splurge day. Like I said, on my trips, I'll be like spending $4, $7, $5, $4, $4, $80, $0, $2, $7. Like, it's just nothing, 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 everything. Nothing, 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 everything. Alrighty. I think it's a Wales thing. Most people say A. Sorry. I'm sure people from Wales and Canadians are just get along like two peas in a pod. Okay, sorry, the question. Kind of tent and sleeping bag companies do you like? I haven't used that many different brands of tent. I've used Mountain Harbor, and my main tent here is a Marmot tent. Marmot. I love this tent because, I don't know if you've seen from my VODs, it's a very neutral green color, which is really hard to find in a tent. almost every tent is some kind of fluorescent color. Like, it's just like, look at me, I'm camping where I want to be. Look at me, I'm not camping. The only American. Yeah, from Kansas, right? Yeah, you might be. Albeit, according to my thing, there's only 5 people. But that would mean it's me, and you are the only ones in America. No, well, you're the only one from the United States, but me and you are both in the United States. We share a common country at this current moment in time. American stereotypes. Yeah. Sorry. I'm gonna finish the gear question because I like talking about outdoor gear. It's fun. But yeah, this is a Marmot Tungsten 1P, meaning one person. Botch Specialis. Botch Specialist, rather. It like below. Thanks for following. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Yeah, Marmot Tungsten 1P comes in a really nice neutral green color, which doesn't stand out when you're camping close to civilization, unlike every other tent ever made, which is bright yellow, red, orange. Like some manufacturers making them like white. That seems like a really poor choice. You're gonna get stuff dirty. White does not bode well for outdoor gear. Thanks, Botch Specialist. I hope I do too. I think bringing you guys along with this camera thing is almost like makes it twice as safe. Because if anyone had any malintent, and I come up to the car, ask for their permission to film the interaction, if they plan on doing anything bad, you guys would save me. Well, because they wouldn't want a camera in their car, because if they're going to do anything really bad, they wouldn't want their face live broadcast to the world, to my 5 closest friends. Oh, Hilberg tents? Those are like the top of the line. They're expensive, but they're like high quality. They're also heavy, but they're like indestructible. Well, it really... If you're using a tent for mountaineering purposes, you want it to be bright. You want to be able to find your tent. If things go wrong, you want people to be able to find you in your tent, like search and rescue purposes. A neutral colored tent has a limited amount of actual uses, and that's why no one makes it in those colors, because not many people want a neutral colored tent. So for mountaineering purposes, like my 4-season tent for like my Arctic trip, it's like bright yellow, because that stands out in the snow. Albeit green would stand out in the snow too, because white and green, but regardless, if you're actually going out in places you're supposed to be out, and there's a chance you might want to be found, or you might lose your camp and you want to find your camp, bright colors are great. Colors that stand out from the rest of the environment. If there's a bright orange tent in the woods, you can find it quite easily. If I lose track of where my tent is, there's a decent chance I might not be able to find it, which could be a problem. So I try to keep track of where I put this thing down. Don't run away from me. So Marmot Tungsten 1P, it's honestly not that high end of a tent. It's almost a base model. I think it retails for like $200 Canadian. It's like $150 US. So for a one-person tent, it isn't even that light. But the way I see it, when you get into higher end like tents especially, you're paying for ultra lightweight materials. Like rather than your generic polyester fly or whatever, they'll use like ultra-sil nylon, which is a more expensive material, but it's also thinner. And when you get thinner, lighter materials, they're also more delicate. So if I buy ultralight gear, because I got really good deals on gear, I'm just gonna especially with hitchhiking, I'm just gonna destroy it. Like, I've used this a ton and I've kind of destroyed it, but I've used this like hundreds of nights. This has been my home more than most houses I've been in. Sorry. Oops, sorry. Sometimes when I scroll through chat, I accidentally double press and spin the camera around. America's dry sense of humor. It's not a dig. Yeah. We can get in problems if we start talking about stereotypes too much. Ones that deny you left because of your recording equipment are the sketchy one. Camera saving. I totally agree. Like, if you guys weren't there, I definitely would have turned down that really creepy ride I had on my first day. Like, camera or not, like, I would be turning it down. But if someone is, there's many good reasons why people wouldn't want to be recorded, and most of those are just like for personal privacy reasons. So someone saying they don't want to be recorded doesn't make me think that they meant me any ill harm. They just don't want their face broadcast to the world, which is okay. But there could definitely be people that wouldn't want their face broadcast for other reasons, because they mean mean to do some kind of harm, and yeah, so this kind of stops that kind of thing. So I'll lose some rides that would be real, but they just don't want to be filmed. But the odd, or the very, very low chance of one of those people that wouldn't want to be filmed that actually meant harm, I'd avoid that ride as well. So if I ever came across on this trip someone that actually meant me harm, well, one, we wouldn't find out because I would have turned down the ride, or he would have turned down the ride because he wouldn't want to get it filmed. So yeah, actually we wouldn't know. We would never know. Maybe, yeah, the guy today that turned down the ride, maybe he was a serial killer. Who knows? I don't. Shit's gonna turn into Hostel, isn't it? The American version of Hostel. I hope not. Unless maybe I'm gonna be capturing people. Like, I'm the hitchhiker, but I capture drivers. Yeah. They're pricey tents. Like, rock solid. Like, last night I had 60 km/h speed wind gusts and stuff like that, and the tent handled it fine. I just should have had an extra guy line for the flat broadside on the tent. It would have made it a bit better. Yeah. But like, your tent in the conditions of last night would have like just brushed that off and be like, nah, get out of here with your 60 km/h wind gusts. That's nothing. Give me full hurricane force winds, because that's my comfort zone. This tent is like, decent conditions kind of camping. I've taken it in some rough places, but that's kind of pushing its limits. It takes me so long to get anything done with you guys. I just keep talking. Oh god. Hang some stuff up in the bathroom. Best get some sleep and I'll be on tomorrow. Can I stay safe, everyone? Awesome. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Yeah, get some sleep. It's really late there in Wales. Hey, man. And thanks again for the picture of the art. Yeah, I love it. What a great guy. No, I'm not signing off. I'll be on a little bit longer. who's just walked in, 999 from Wales. He's going to bed because it's like 3 in the morning there, so it's late. I'll be going to bed pretty early. I will not be up till 3. I'm gonna get such a good sleep. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, it's gonna be so nice. I hope it is stormy tonight, because then I'll be able to hear it outside and be so cozy inside. Looking forward to it. Alright. Yeah. Oh my god. I just sat on the bed for the first time. Oh, yes. Hold on. Let's just chill on the bed for a moment. Oh, yes. Wow. A bed. Gotta appreciate the little things in life. And hitchhiking seems really fun. I agree. It's great fun. Yeah, if I come through Kansas and you're curious to try, just let me know. We'll catch some rides. It'll be great. Feel the same about that train hopping. Yeah, I'd really like to try train hopping. That's definitely illegal, so that will not be live streamed. And Twitch, if you're watching, I would never do something like that. I would never do something illegal, because anything that's illegal is wrong. But in theory, if I was going to do that, I'd want to go with someone who had done it before, because, like I kind of mentioned, at some point, if you mess with a train and you don't know what you're doing and something goes wrong, the train is going to win every time, and you're going to have a really bad time. A lot of people have died doing that. Yeah, should I put that on my streams? Like, disclaimer, performed by a professional hitchhiker. Yeah, I know. Anything that's illegal is wrong. I was in Washington. Marijuana is legal, so it's 100% fine. Cross the border into a state where it's illegal. Wrong. Wrong. Bad. No. Look at Brave Dave, Big Fat Freight Hot. That's a mouthful. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Yeah. Actually, like, I have unlimited data, so even on my downtime, I can. Although usually once I settle into my my tent at night, I turn off my my unlimited data thing. I turn off my phone. I turn off everything. I'm trying to conserve battery so that I can use it all up on this stuff, because I never know when I'm gonna have power again. And right here, I had to bail myself out. I was out of power. Everything was wet. Usually, I don't splurge on accommodation or anything, but I let myself have it because I don't know. I felt so great about how my first few days of live streaming has got. Like that's why I've been like splurging on getting like tacos and breakfast. I'm like, man, this is making me really happy. I'm gonna like do nice things for myself. And this is the biggest thing yet: a motel room, a bed, sheets, couch, shower. Oh my god, a shower. In Missouri, it's that type of show. We saw some guys hotboxing. awesome. I've watched all 4 episodes probably like 3 times now. Guys, has an awesome personality. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out. Because yeah, someone's personality really makes the content, and I wasn't sure how my personality would come across on a live streaming platform. Was all just a test for me, and I'm really happy that you guys enjoy the content I provide. Because talking to a camera, like, since I'd never done it before, it was a little. I was a little nervous beforehand, but it's gone really well. I've had great support from everyone in chat. I've had a bunch of followers. I'm at 40-something followers now in 4 days, which I'm really happy with. I've really only heard good things, but I do want constructive criticism. If I can do things better, like people need to hear what's wrong or what could be better. Not necessarily what's wrong, but what could be better. So if you do have advice, let me know. Like, I know I could do social media better. It's because it's non-existent right now. I know my channel could be set up better. There's nothing on it right now. I'm quite confident if I threw money at the problem, I could make the network issue a whole lot better. But that involves throwing money at the problem. Yeah, yeah. I looked because I was curious. I looked at the requirements for affiliate, and yeah, you need 50 followers, 7 days streamed, and average concurrent viewers 3 or something like that. And like, yeah, by day 7, like, we're gonna have all those checked. I think we've crossed the concurrent viewers one, albeit the concurrent viewers is pretty low. Because like I keep my stream is always refreshing, and I'm losing all my viewers because the signal goes to crap. So you have moments where you have almost 30 viewers when I have a nice solid, like, I don't know, 45 minutes, hour of good signal, and then I'll lose everyone when I lose signal, and then I'll slowly accumulate them back when I get signal, and then I'll lose them again when I lose signal. So it's hard to have a consistent viewer base throughout the stream when the stream is so inconsistent. It's essentially me doing a bunch of smaller short streams rather than one long stream on a day like today, especially. The awkwardness will go away. It's an inevitable part, but your personality shines through, man, believe me. See a lot of shitty streams. I'm gonna blow up. Very niche community you've tapped into. Oh, I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm sure you can see some like awkwardness traits in how I come across, or nervousness, but yeah, like, I'm going to work through those. You do something enough, and like I've said, like, you get used to it, you adapt to your environment, and I'd like to make this my environment, that I adapt into, if everyone likes it as much as I've liked it. Definitely learning about this comment everyone else. Thanks, Zane. Honestly, watch this and I think everyone else was better. Yeah, it really excited me when I came up with the idea and I started like doing the research required to like make this happen, because I thought it was really untapped. Like, no one had really done any like real adventure things through live streaming, like especially hitchhiking, that no one does. And because it's from civilization to civilization, like you can't go climb Denali and live stream it because there's no cellular network out there. But between cities, there's cellular networks, so you can actually do that. The technology is there. We're definitely discovering some hiccups in that technology, but like, you can do it. So I was excited when I found that out. I don't think anyone's really done it. I'm sure someone's hitchhiked on stream, like just caught a ride for the content. Like, I'm just gonna try to hitchhike and see what happens. But I don't think anyone's streamed with the sole purpose of showing what hitchhiking's like. Tossing me the offline screen Watkins made. I have an idea for it, keeping the art, but adding a few things to it. Yeah, I think that's okay. Because yeah, he gave me permission to utilize it, so I think as long as he's okay with me using it, he'd be okay with someone adding on to that. So I can send that to you. It's the best way of sending that to you. I'm not like technologically inclined. Probably not the best person to do like I don't know this new kind of method of showing stuff to people because I'm not that good with technology. As lame as that sounds, as old as that makes me sound. Like I can learn quickly. It won't be a problem. But yeah, my skills as far as streaming goes, like I know absolutely nothing about streaming. Like, I've watched some streams, but as far as actually creating a stream, a reliable stream, a well produced stream, zero, zero knowledge. How about Canadian football over there? It really depends where you are. In the cities where the teams are from, like there'll be a pretty like not a there's a decent sized fan base, but hockey is supreme. Um, yeah, like for Vancouver, the Canucks like way overshadow the Lions, which is their Canadian Football League team. This stream has community engagement, so no matter where you go, you're plugging your stream. Yeah, like we still have a really small community, but like man, you guys are always here and you're always talking and we're always talking together, and it's yeah, it's great, and I'm trying to give out my card to more people, and I really want to get more of our rides into our stream to join that too, so you guys can connect with the people that picks me up more than for just the 15-minute ride and stuff like that they gave me. I think we could build a really unique community that way between people that just watch that are watching on Twitch and in the community from finding the channel that way, and people that find the community from picking me up hitchhiking, and you get to like integrate those two together, and I think that would be really cool. I'm just going to add offline text and stuff and add some other things. Yeah, for sure. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds official and it sounds good. Oops. Yeah, like I think was it you that you messaged about helping my channel? Like I know nothing about live streaming. I'll get there. I should do something rather than just lay on the bed. Sorry, I'm just really comfortable. Like that's the most resident sleeper thing someone can do is just lay on a bed. Let's do something more exciting. You're at least gonna, I don't know, sit down. I'm gonna eat some of the cookies that the guy in the Land Cruiser gave me. I'll whisper my email. Yeah, thanks. I'll send you that that picture, and then you can do what you want with it. Am I big on hockey? I enjoy the sport of hockey, but I don't follow it that intently. I certainly appreciate the skill, and I really like how passionate Canadians are as a country for their hockey, even though the vast majority of the time an American team wins the Stanley Cup every year, like hell. But I don't follow it enough, so I wouldn't call myself a fan. Hey Alyssa, yeah, I splurged today. I got a motel. Everything was wet. My batteries were all dead. I was having connection issues. I'm like, I need to take a night. I have everything, like, all my gear is spread out across my motel room all over the place, drying, because everything was soaked. Last night there was a big storm in Oregon, and it's still storming, I think. So I decided to splurge, charge all my batteries, because I've got like 7 things charging right now, and dry off, and get an amazing sleep. Bed. Excited. You deserve to be comfortable. Thank you. Taking cookies from random people. I expected more from you. um, yeah, he had them like tucked away in his center console, and I just kind of zoinked and took the cookies. Don't tell him. They're homemade. The guy that picked me up, he was helping, he works in construction, and he was helping some lady do something, and she gave him, apparently this was less than half of the cookies she gave him, so he gave me like this. And of course the first thing I do is throw it in my backpack and crush all of them. So they're no longer cookies, they're like cookie crumbs, but you still get the general idea of what it tastes like. But I think like I deserve to be comfortable. The thing is, I kind of like being uncomfortable. I get a sense of satisfaction out of putting myself in an uncomfortable situation and getting through that. Like, you feel like you've accomplished something. So, as much as it's nice to be comfortable, I want to be in an uncomfortable situation. No, they're fine, I swear. I treat them really well. It's okay. I would never mistreat cookies. Just gonna turn the light off in the bathroom. The fountain's kind of loud. So prove yourself that you can do that. But this should be nice. Yeah. It's nice to have that contrast from putting myself in uncomfortable situations and then be able to reward myself with a bang. If you like putting yourself in uncomfortable, you need to check out Yes Theory. That's what they're all about. Actually, my mother introduced me to them, of all people, because I told her I was going to do this hitchhiking and like live stream and broadcast it. She's like, oh, I saw this on YouTube, and these guys hitchhiked from, where were they, LA to Mexico in 24 hours? And yeah, I thought they had great production value, and like it made for a great YouTube video. It really did. And I'm like, that'd be hard for me to compete on if I was just doing hitchhiking trips, recording them, putting all this video together, adding some music, adding some commentary, and like I've never done like any of that. Cinematography, video editing, storytelling, any of that. So like I'm sure I could get to a point where I'd be competent and would create good content, but I'm starting off with zero experience into a market where there's already been people that have done stuff like that. Where with live streaming, I'm going in with just as much or just as little knowledge, but there's like no one else doing this, so I can afford to be not the best at the start and learn as I go. I guess I was saying. Sorry. Oh, you're signing off Impact. Need to get sleep. Better than here, shut up. You have Army graduation tomorrow. Awesome. Congratulations. Hope you have a great sleep, man. Once you watch Brave, Dave, you realize you don't need good production value. That's true. If your content is interesting enough, I guess you don't. So maybe this content is interesting enough. Uses window movie maker. Yeah. Maybe I don't. This is just my justification. I think on my second day, I was, which town was I in? Again, I forget, I always forget. But I was walking across some bridge and I was telling people about how I decided to live stream hitchhiking. And I said that I looked at all these options, YouTube or blogging to write about it and stuff. Like, I've never written anything, I've never been much of a writer. With YouTube, I've never videotaped anything, I've never edited video, I've never talked in front of a camera. And there's a lot of competition there, I thought. And then I was like just watching people play video games on YouTube. I saw there was a bunch of people doing IRL stuff all out and about. And I had what I call a Bill O'Reilly moment. I don't know if you know who Bill O'Reilly is, but he was a Fox News broadcaster, not the nicest guy, but he's a very famous moment where he's having issues with the teleprompter when he's trying to do a bit, and he just gets really mad and like he can't figure out the teleprompter, so he just has a moment where he's just like, "We'll do it live! We'll do it live! Fuck it! We'll do it live!" And I kind of had a moment where I decided that same thing. I just did it without yelling and without the profanity in my own head. That was, I looked at all the options for showing the world my hitchhiking, and I just decided, fuck it, we'll do it live. We'll show people what it's like as it happens. I hope they like it. If they don't, I'm still gonna have fun. So that was my thought process. Smart, you saw a window of opportunity and took it. There's no one else doing it. Maybe someone will now. Maybe someone who has experience with IRL streaming, but a better knowledge of streaming in general and creating a reliable stream network-wise. Just be like, man, that's a good idea. Something. It's okay. Honestly, this isn't like, if this doesn't come to anything too crazy, I'll still be happy. I'll still be happy I did this. I'll still have shown people what hitchhiking is like. And yeah, no matter how big or small this becomes, I'm just really happy that I have created something with like a really awesome community that likes what I'm doing and is fun to talk to, and it really adds a lot more excitement to my day of hitchhiking, because I get to talk to you guys. Like, man, I've never had so much fun hitchhiking. It's great. Everyone in the fam thinks you're going to get famous. I don't think I like being famous. That'd be strange. I don't know. I think it's strange enough that I have business cards as a hitchhiker. I just find it hilarious. Every time I give a person one of these, on Detour channel or something? I don't know. I haven't actually looked at the channel, but I think I saw somewhere that someone's trying to bicycle tour from Texas to California or something like that. That's the closest thing I've seen to someone that's taking IRL streaming to the limit of what's technologically possible. So I think that's cool too. Because actually a few people brought that up today. I know, I'm hitchhiking, but it really helps explain, because I come up to the car, ask how their day is going, ask where they're headed. Once that's kind of established and I'm comfortable with how they responded to that, and I feel safe getting in their vehicle, then I ask, this is being recorded, video and audio, are you okay with being on camera? Like, that, people be wondering to what end. That's when I can pull out my business card. Albeit, it doesn't actually explain things that well. It just says, my name, I'm a hitchhiker, and then in big letters, Twitch, and then my Twitch name. It doesn't really explain what like live streaming is, and the people picking you up, that community might not be that knowledgeable on that topic. Maybe I should make it more detailed, put on the back like a description of what I'm doing. My next one will have this on the front and a description on the back. There we go. We'll add more to it. But we got I haven't seen Christian in here yet, but Christian told his friend, Christian was a guy from yesterday? Yeah. No. 2 days ago. And he was a really nice guy, he bought me dinner and everything like that, and we exchanged contact info. I gave him my card and everything like that so he could find me, and like apparently he told his friend, he lived in Russia for a while like that, and we bonded over Russia, and he told his friend who was from Russia but living in England right now, and she showed up in the channel, so she chatted for a while, talked to her a bit. Yeah, the one I went out to lunch with, yeah, so his friend showed up in the channel because I gave him how to find my stream and stuff like that, and he told his friends, so like, not only am I getting people from like my in real life friends and people just naturally finding it on Twitch, but I'm also getting people in my channel from the people that pick me up hitchhiking. I have 250 cards, albeit less now because I've given out X number of cards. Yeah, Christian was on day 2. One in the commercial truck, the small commercial truck, and he was really nice. Yeah, and I told his friend that today that showed up in the channel, like, you got a good friend with Christian. He's a good guy. Yeah. Yeah, so this, after the hitchhike kind of stream, I wanted to kind of discuss what happened today, what I'm doing right now, recharging and drying everything out, show everyone the kind of gear I brought, but then also ask recommendations about what how I should handle the channel, because it's doing really well. At one point today we had like 30 viewers, and then things like I lost connection and it just kind of, the momentum we built up kind of just disappeared. It was fine, but and I've added a couple moderators and stuff because it was at that point that I realized maybe I should have preemptively added moderators and not wait until I need them. It's better to need them or it's better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. So yeah, I kind of wanted to. And people before that had told me that I should probably get some moderators, and I didn't follow your advice then, so I'm kind of wanting to do this stream to ask your advice of other kind of things I should do, because I do value your opinion, and again, I'm extremely new to this. I've never done anything like this, and I feel like you guys might know better than me the steps I should take to make my channel a more enjoyable platform, because you've already had great advice, and like with the moderator stuff I didn't take that advice because I'm like, yeah, I'll do it down the road, and then today when we got all of a sudden like 30 viewers, then we needed it and we didn't have it, so if there's anything else you kind of think I need to do right now would be a good time. I got my laptop out, I got a comfortable place, I've got time. Yeah, I can figure some stuff out tonight. Where I'm on the road, I find it difficult to like stop and collect my thoughts and do stuff. When you're stopped to recharge and everything, you have some sort of song request system. That is a good idea. How do I do that? Like through my phone. Cause yeah, I'd like to see your guys' taste in music. Um, cause yeah, it's just there's nothing going on right now. There's no sound, and like you can disable it when you picked up, so you can hear the context of the conversation. Yeah, that'd be good. Um, yeah. And like when I enable donations, do you think I should have like text to speech donations so it's said out loud what people donate? Because at some point I will enable donations. A lot of people use Nightbot or Moodbot, and you can just. Oh, okay, okay. Um, and then if I have that enabled, how would I, um, like, just really quickly when someone pulls over, just quickly disable that? Do I have to type a command into chat um, or something like that? Cause yeah, when there's downtime, I'd like to be able to play music because yeah, it adds a little ambiance to everything going on. Um, Especially at moments like this, and I don't really have to disable it in any kind of form because nothing's gonna happen. Um, but I do want the music to cut when I'm meeting someone, we're interacting, at least for the bit. If it's a longer ride, like if we're driving for an hour, we can turn the music back on, depending on the driver, like what they're kind of feeling, what kind of vibe we get between each other. Should have text to speech, but some people donate just to make it say something rude, so there needs to be a filter. Yeah, I thought about that because especially when I'm in a car with someone, um, I, I, I'm sure you've seen. I try to be respectful to them. I try to be kind to them. They've gone out of their way to be generous to me, and if I go into the car and my phone starts spitting out just not nice things to them, um, that's no way to do things. Like, so I feel it'd be similar in that, like, I'm okay with text to speech when I'm just walking around or I'm standing on the roadside, but once I get into a car, I think I want that that trolling potential eliminated, because like these people are already taking a chance on me, letting me into the car and recording them, putting their face online, and if them doing that for me and I just go right back and like have my community say something not nice about them, that just sounds horrible, and I don't want to ever do that. Um, but yeah, I think text to speech would be cool for when I'm just standing on the road hitchhiking or walking through a town hitchhiking, trying to find a spot. Um, yeah, it'd make for some awkward situations while you're walking around a civilized place and the phone's saying stuff. But I think it'd be fun. You don't know how to do all this saying. It's all good. I just know some people had given out recommendations, so it seemed like some people kind of knew, at least from a viewer's standpoint, what they like in a stream, and I just wanted to get some feedback, kind of on what people think I should add. Hook me up with some people that might know what they're doing. I can give you some ones. Instagram, you can DM them. Yeah, you can turn on donations, let someone send a message with it. I can read them aloud if they are polite, and kind of just ignore them as a troll. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that might be for when I'm in a car, like still have a donation pop up on screen, and I'll notice that a lot more, and kind of encourage viewers to ask the drivers questions, but I'll still have the opportunity to make sure that's appropriate for my stream and for our interaction, because I don't want to. Yeah, I already said it. Like I just don't want to have any like any kind of rude question being asked to my drivers, because I really do appreciate them going out of their way to help a complete stranger, and I don't want to yeah, just be rude to them, because they're doing something so nice for me. So yeah, that's definitely something I'll try and look at, and I'll fiddle around on my computer after this this stream here. Try to figure out some of that stuff. I don't know if I'll turn on donations tonight or anything. maybe I'll wait until I get affiliate, and then I'll have donations and subscriptions. I already had our friend from Wales. He said that he does emotes and stuff too. So based off of the art he gave me already, like he might create some like cool emote that we could have for any kind of subscribers to the channel, to kind of make yourself known in chat. I'm kind of excited for that. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. But man, has everyone here seen the thing he photoshopped for me? If anyone hasn't, just let me know and I'll quickly show it to you, because like I was blown away that after 4 days I have someone. Oh, you haven't seen all this? Okay, I have to show you. Okay. It's amazing. Yeah, it could just be my, like, I've seen certain streamers have emotes, and yeah, it'll just be like some kind of reaction face. And it could be something like that, but as a affiliate, you get one. So I have to decide what one emote, like, I don't know, embodies the stream the most. One sec, I'm going to show Alyssa and anyone who hasn't seen the picture he made for the channel. I'll just show that quickly. Yeah, I thought like some kind of hitchhiker thumb. It'd just have to be like, I don't know, unique. I'm sure there's a thumbs up emote already in Twitch chat. I could be wrong. Alright, I'm just gonna quickly show that. Look at that. Look at that. I love it so much. I've never had anyone like personify me in art. Like take my image and create it into something. Oh, love it. Isn't that amazing? Like, I got kind of emotional when I saw that. It was so... you went out your way to create that for me? Yeah. Oh. Just makes me happy. Sorry, it's people talking. You ever do make a candidate, you might have a good chance of getting picked up. People are pretty nice over here. That's good. Yeah. It's funny, and yeah, one of my viewers, what's his name? He's from Wales. Again, names. Like, Watkins 999. He's from Wales. I gotta really get better with my names. Like, even someone that's been so, has contributed so much to the channel, when someone's like, oh, who did that? I'm like, oh yeah, I remember he's from Wales. But when it comes to actually remembering that person's names who's contributed so much, I still don't remember that. Like, I am insulted in myself, or disappointed in myself, I guess would be a better way to put it. But yeah, while I was hitchhiking, he said that he created something in Photoshop for me, and how could he send that to me, and I gave him my email, he emailed it to me, and I only saw it like hours later, and I responded, I'm like, wow, that's what you created. I didn't know what to expect, but you blew me away. I think it's great. And I'm gonna add that to like my my offline screen to my channel, so when I do go offline, rather than just being blank, it'll have little cartoon Trevor, #101. Yeah. Yeah. I think that is just part of his real name. Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing. I really need to work on my social media game, because currently I have 0. Like, there's nothing on it. There's nothing on my Instagram. I have Twitter. That's on my business card. There's nothing on it. My plan with Twitter was to, like, you know, advertise when I was going live, and people that would be followed could know and go onto Twitch and check it out every day I start. But yeah, I haven't done that. So like, I've created, you know, something that's become quite successful pretty quickly, in my opinion, for streaming only 4 days. But I still am not taking all the opportunities that have been presented to me to increase user interaction and like show you guys what I'm doing. Screenshots of your videos for Insta. That's true too, because that, like, I did say I was going to take a selfie with every driver, so then if people didn't get to watch my stream, they could still just at least see who picked me up that day, and like have something in the description a little bit, being like, these people picked me up, drove me from here to here, stuff like that. I think that'd be great, because if I'm live streaming like I did yesterday, and I hitchhike from when I take down my tent in the morning to when I set up my tent at night, inevitably people are gonna miss out on some action, some hitchhiking, and if they're a fan of the channel, they'll probably want to see what they missed, but maybe not watch a bunch of like hours of VODs in their spare time. So at least having a snapshot of that in Instagram would, I don't know, would help them kind of get their fix for what happened in Trevor's hitchhiking today. But yeah, that's a good idea. The only thing about my videos on Twitch is that they're at broadcast resolution, which has been essentially 480p or 360p depending, which is very low resolution for an image. No, there's no thumb emote? Oh, there you go. Then I'm guessing that's probably the best option then. I could use a social media manager. Probably could. I've never been much of a social media man myself. I've posted a few things like for my other trips and stuff, but never really done much. If people watching are interested, I could show you a couple pictures from other trips that I've partaken on. But like, I don't know, I think maybe like if I had some kind of setup where you could still see me and I could kind of like talk about it, but it's literally just going to be a picture and you'll hear my voice. I don't know if that's really interesting. If you would find that interesting, let me know. I think at some point it'd be interesting to do a history of Trevor's hitchhiking kind of broadcast where I can show you where I started and kind of show you pictures along the way. I am by no means a good photographer. I kind of just like, oh, that's a neat thing, click. And I miss, like, quite often I'd find myself in a very nice or beautiful situation, and it was my opinion that I'd be taking myself out of that situation to pull out my camera or phone to then capture that image, so I would just drink it in rather than actually capturing it for an actual record of it. Yeah, so I don't have an amazing catalog of images from my travels, but yeah, I've done a few things, so I have some images. Does the Motel give me free breakfast? Yeah, they I think they call it a mini breakfast or a mini something. It's probably like a couple pastries and a coffee machine, maybe a banana. I'll definitely partake though. Free food is free food. Can't turn that down. I don't know if any of you were here this morning though. Maybe not, because we're like completely different ends of the you're probably working or something. Before I went out to start hitchhiking today, I went and sat down for breakfast. I had eggs and hash browns and toast. I ate the eggs, I ate half of the hash browns, and I ate half of the toast. That's not that much food, and I couldn't even eat that after like not eating very much on the trip. Like my stomach just adapts to not letting me eat. It's used to being in a kind of I don't want to say starving state, but like just like taking the little food I get and extracting all the nutrients out of that. So even when I have all the food in the world, these huge meals, it's just like, no. You're going to have a nice little tidy parcel of that, and I'm going to be full. And I hate that, because in my mind, when I do have good food, I would love to intake as much of that as there is that I can take, and have that like, that's stored in me as extra energy. But that's not how bodies work, apparently. But I had to waste half my hash browns, half my toast, and some coffee, because I couldn't. My body's like, no, Trevor, you've eaten too much. When it really wasn't much. It was 2 eggs and some hash browns. My body adapts too well to the punishment. It's like, oh, Trevor, you don't want to eat? Okay, well, you can no longer eat anymore because you... I guess the problem is, like, all my stuff kind of goes into a backpack, and everything in there is just, like, squished. And there's no way to, like, tidily put a styrofoam little, like, container of, like, egg-covered, like, kind of wet food inside my bag, and then outside there's no way to kind of support that there. I'd kind of have to just carry it around with me all day until I do it. I probably should have just done that, because at some point during the day I probably just been like still holding it and been like, okay, let's pull out my spork and dig in. Like that's probably the simplest solution. I just never think to, because then I have to carry it, because I can't put that away unless they have a really good container. Because as you can see from the cookies, I destroy everything. My tent is not destroyed, it's just, it's seen better days. You're still thinking about Dildo Newfoundland. I'm happy I brought that up, though. Anyone else know any, when I like, because I've hitchhiked to St. John's, Newfoundland, twice, and it's not that far away, and I was tempted to hitchhike there just to say I hitchhiked to Dildo, because I thought it'd be funny. And a lot of my travel decisions are based upon me thinking it would be funny. As Alyssa knows, I think I've told her that. Alyssa being my stepsister, by the handle Liz Jane. That's what you go by, right? Yeah, Liz Jane. It's nice to have some family in here, too. Boring, Oregon. That's a great one. Aloha, Alyssa. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I have no shortage of business cards. Look at all these business cards. $250. Should just give them out like candy. Everyone I see on the street, you get a business card. You get a business card. And just chuck them. Everybody gets a business card. But yeah, I really don't have that much more to provide you guys as far as entertainment goes today. If there's anything else you want to see, most likely never going to run out of those. You'd be surprised. Like, on my around the world hitchhiking trip, I got picked up 311 times. There's 250 of those. To hitchhike across Canada and back, that took 66 rides. That's until you're all famous and everyone wants one. I don't think we'll ever get to that point. Um, uh, yeah. But the rides accumulate pretty quickly. When you're doing, like, the past 2 days have been 4 rides a day. But like, yeah, you do a month of that, and it's 120 rides, right? 4 times 30. In a month ain't that, like, I'm not going to be hitchhiking every single day. Appreciate it. I don't know how, like, if it does like blow up in any kind of way. I don't know how to, from a mobile standpoint, like, keep up with everything going on, because my attention is in many different places. Like when I'm walking, I still have to be paying attention to the traffic, to everything going on, because I am exposed. I need to be looking out for my well-being. Walking along a narrow shoulder next to fast traffic, like on that bridge you saw yesterday, like, I didn't talk during that time because I'm focusing on not falling off a bridge. And if you have a lot of viewers, I don't know how to, like, I want to answer all your questions, and I know probably every big Twitch every big Twitch broadcaster has had the same thought about, like, when things start to blow up a bit, you're like, how do I manage this? Like, all these people talking, all this stuff going on, I only have so much attention, so much breath in my lungs. How do you manage that? And you just learn to deal with it. You learn to micromanage a little bit. You need to learn to filter through it for the stuff that is worth answering. So you really just cross that bridge when you get there. At this point, it's just me, like, worrying about stuff that hasn't even happened yet, so what's the point? I wouldn't say worrying, just, like, questioning. Because, yeah, like I said, I like adventure, I like the unknown, but, like, this kind of unknown with Twitch is, like, really unknown to me, because I don't know anything about this. Like, unknown things that could happen with hitchhiking is, I don't know, I've done it enough that I've seen most things. I'm used to it. Everything's normalized, but everything's new on this platform. Wait, I hear someone talking. Someone's talking about me outside. Because I gave the front desk lady my business card. But yeah, she was talking with someone outside about something about Twitch, something about hitchhiking, something about 20-something countries, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to. Content. Hello? I heard Twitch and I heard hitchhiking. Were you talking about me? Yeah.
Have you been to how many countries?
25 hitchhiking. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just amazed.
Yeah.
That is insane. How old are you?
23.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You guys want to talk for a bit?
Huh?
Like, I'm live right now. You can
No,
talk.
I am.
You're not touching it?
She told me about your live feed, but no.
No, you're not.
No. I was just saying how that's incredible at your age and what you've got. That is insane, but I will not do that. I have not drank enough yet.
You're not drinking enough yet?
So, no.
Yeah.
No. But no, that is insane. So where have you been?
I'm from Canada, so I've done Canada coast to coast 4 times. Most of that number comes from Europe, because lots of small countries in close proximity. And then I went across Russia, from the Latvian-Russian border to Vladivostok.
Oh wow, that is insane.
hitchhiked in Japan from Fukuoka to Tokyo.
And you made it out?
I'm here, aren't I? But
Japan's pretty off the hook, so.
Yeah, Japan makes my top 3 countries out of all this.
Oh, wow.
I got picked up so quick in Japan.
Amazing. They were
I
trying
think-
to take you somewhere and do something stupid.
They were just
my
really
friends,
curious.
All my friends, well, granted, I'm not like all my other friends, they're like well off, but
Yeah,
they all go to Thai. They all got houses in Thai, Thailand wives.
yeah.
And it's just like, really? They're like, oh, dude, it's so cool, dude. You just ride around on a scooter, you pull over a cop, throw him 20 American, and you're gone. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it's a different.
Yeah,
Different out
it's
there.
totally different cultures. So.
Yeah, but yeah, the whole purpose of the trip was to show people what hitchhiking's like because I've done it so much, and I don't think people have they have a very negative
The
outlook.
U.S. hitchhiking should be like pretty scary, I would think.
It has that reputation. Last year I did Northeast. I did New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and Massachusetts on my way to Boston. And yeah, there's gonna be certain parts of the U.S. that I'm guessing are a bit more dangerous. But actually, having it live streamed probably increases the safety factor because when I'm going up to someone, I talk to them before I get into the car. That's my rule, and then I ask them if it's okay if like I'm recording this. Is it okay if there's video and audio recording of our interaction? If someone
probably change it a whole lot.
if someone meant me any harm, they'd probably be like, no, that's not something I want, and I'd be like, okay, that's great. Have a nice day. Thanks for stopping. And I've had 2 people that weren't comfortable with a camera, and I totally get that, and that doesn't mean they're a bad person.
No, it doesn't mean they're bad, but no,
it just I think it adds a level of safety, but also I'm gonna miss it on some rides.
Just how awful. What are your parents saying?
My mom hated it at first, but she's learned to, I think, at least appreciate it.
What's your dad think?
My dad is just like, have at her.
Oh, alright.
I guess.
You got siblings or no?
Yeah, actually, my stepsister's watching right now. Back home on Vancouver Island.
No kids. You're good?
No kids, yeah.
Oh,
I could not do this with my kid. This would be really irresponsible if I had kids. Just like,
no, not necessarily.
See ya, little ones.
Not necessarily, because you can tell them when they get older and be like, this is what I did.
It's true. Well, I don't have kids yet, but if I do have kids, I can still do that. I just don't want them right now.
You travel enough where
Yeah.
you can have fun and be like, you know what, you have something to tell your kids later.
I
I'll
guess
give
so.
you that, because I had a kid that's 15.
Okay.
And he's 21 now, and then I have a daughter that's 6, and then I have
Yeah.
a stepdaughter that's 7. Or no,
Yeah.
she just turned 8.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You got it.
I mean, I work my ass off, I got 6 VUIs. So I don't drive, but I still
Yeah.
drink, so, but it don't matter. So
Yeah,
I gotta
unfortunately
go.
that makes you like inadmissible to Canada. They would be like, you should check out Canada.
Oh, trust me,
They're so
I want to
strict
go
on
to
it.
Canada,
There's-
but they won't let me in there. So
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, you know what? This ain't like Mexico. I don't gotta swim. I can just sneak across anywhere.
Hey, pretty much the border's not really secured there.
Yeah. And then everybody's like, you ain't getting back across. I'm like, why the fuck would I want to go back to the U.S. anyways? I'm like, it ain't a free country like they say. Mexico and Canada is freer than the U.S.
All the
I got a
time.
bunch of Mexican friends that are like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ready to go back to Mexico. U.S. is not free. It ain't a free country.
Yeah, it depends on who you talk to.
No.
It's a diverse country. I find it
It is.
interesting.
It's very odd.
You get-
country, so.
Yeah, you get the full spectrum of humanity. And
But I
United
like
States.
the experience. Canada. It's a very pretty
Yeah.
place.
It definitely is.
But I don't know if I can say A all the time. But you have a good night.
Yeah. What's your name?
Nick.
Nick.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah,
Actually,
go on.
I'm in the room right above you.
Oh, can you hear
a
me?
bunch of odd noises? Don't mind it.
If you hear me and I'm annoying, just like knock and I'll.
Oh no,
come
don't
in.
matter. I'm right above you.
Okay.
I'm just worried about screaming noise.
Okay, screaming noise is perfect.
Just playing with you.
Alright, I had a quick convo with Nick, because, oh yeah, I didn't give him a business card. What? I just talked about how many business cards I have. This needs to be, I need to do this. This needs to be instinctive for me to talk to someone, tell them what I'm doing. Oh, hey, here's my business card. I'm not used to doing that. I've never had one. Should have paid attention to you guys beforehand. Damn it. He went upstairs to his room already. I don't know which one. He's upstairs somewhere. He's above me. Just knock on doors. Do you want my business card? No, he's nice. He's got 6 DUIs apparently. So I told him, I'd tell you to come to Canada, but a DUI makes you inadmissible, unfortunately. You'll hypnotize me. Like, over stream? That'd be interesting. Would you make me do weird things? I know that's probably not what hypnotizing's actually like. That's just the stereotype that people see it as. Oh, about the business card thing. Actually, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I could do that. But you know what? I don't feel like it. Also, I think he, like, I don't know. The front desk lady has the card and she was telling about it. Maybe she gave him info. I'm inside. I don't want to put my boots on. I quite like this. What? What? Yeah, if you want to hypnotize me, you can hypnotize me. I will allow it. And ingrain in my head that everyone gets a business card, and for the rest of my life, even when I'm not doing this, I'll still be like giving out business cards to people. Just like, here's my card, take it. It's a fun interaction though, because I already heard him saying positive things about that, like saying like, I forget what I heard him say, but it just sounded, no, it'll take a while. Let's give a quick look actually. Yeah, it's not, I'll show you. You see that? That sheen, that reflectiveness, it's all moisture, wetness. Well, it's only been drying for 2 hours and it's already like getting pretty decent, and I still have a full night. I'm really not concerned that it'll still be wet by the morning. It just hasn't been that long. I'm just gonna let that sit for another hour. Then I'm probably gonna shake it out, flip it over, and keep letting it dry. Oh yeah, I don't have. Would that be a Nightbot thing where you can do uptime? Is that one of the Autobot things? Okay. Yeah, see you later. Oh, I'll have a great sleep. I'm so excited. A bed. Nightbot or Moobot? Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll try to figure that out after the stream. I have my laptop out and internet and everything. Yeah, good night, Alyssa. Or, no, yeah. Yeah. Just my stepsister. So supportive. It's been a good day. It's been a good day. Happy to have you all here. I don't think there's that much more I had to address. Yeah. Yeah, and I've got a big extended family. I'm like one of 6 siblings when you talk about step siblings. But yeah, they've all been really supportive of me. Everyone in my family has been, which I get. Baba, you're my first ride that came back to the stream. Thanks for Yeah, it was great riding with you today. I really appreciate you checking out the stream. Not much is going on right now. We're just talking about the stream today, what we can improve, and I was showing people my gear and stuff like that. Ah, that's awesome. Um, wow. Yeah, I got a motel in town because everything was soaking wet, um, and and I need to recharge all my batteries. I think I told you about that. So yeah, I did splurge and I got a motel because, yeah. Very cool. Yeah, you're the first driver that showed up into my channel, and I was talking about this earlier on the stream. I'd really like to get some of my drivers to show up and be able to interact with my chat, and I can ask you questions about just you in general because they are really curious about the people that pick me up. Um, but we don't always aren't always. Um, yeah, you did say that. Yeah, Bubba has the card. That's why he was able to find me. Gave him the business card. I had to hunt down and find some more because I was out in my wallet. Um, but yeah, I gave him the business card. Um, um, yeah, but I wanted to, because yeah, when I get picked up by people, quite often I'll lose signal, or I'll just be talking to them and not looking at chats. So like they won't have, um, like my chat won't be able to interact with you really. And they didn't in this case. But since you came back, you can kind of keep following me along, and like you're one of my riders, one of my drivers. That's really cool, and I'm sure like the people in chat would want to talk to you. I hope you like keep coming back, and yeah, yeah, you got the card. Um, we had more time to chat, but I'm always here to chat. I'll be live almost every day, broadcasting this live streaming process, or this hitchhiking process rather, and I try to respond to every question that happens. Inevitably, I'm gonna miss some, but I'd love for you to just keep popping into my live stream on occasion, just saying, "Hey, how's it going?" And I can tell you where I've been, what I've been up to. But like, you've got special status, man, because you saw. Not, not only did you pick me up on the side road, you drove past me, thought I seemed like a decent guy, decided to turn around, and turned around again, and then picked me up. So, nice guy. We're friends now. I'm not going well. Thank you. I'd love for you to stay around and stay active in chat. Um, yeah, that's great. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming by. Um, awesome. Yeah. No, yeah. Oh, you guys were so nice to me. Really, really nice. It was really nice talking to you guys. Um, yeah, and I'll be moving on, continuing south tomorrow. But like, I'd love to reconnect up at some point. And we can have more of that actual more face to face conversation. Because yeah, we did have a pretty short ride, and then you guys you dropped me off and went off shopping, um, and I went off to find a. The girls are watching as well. Hello. Um, but yeah, I'm sure I'll be back to the area. I really like this part of Oregon. It's it's pretty nice. It's pretty beautiful. So I'd love to reconnect up with all you guys at some point. You were super nice, super generous to me, and it was great talking to you guys. Even though it was a short ride, even though it was a short ride, um, it was a great ride. And I don't know if that made it to the stream because the connection was really bad at that point. I don't know if people saw anything. Yeah. Who's the person that gave me the cookies? I forget his name off the top of my head, but he was the guy in the Land Cruiser that I was like, he drove me somewhere, there was a landslide, so we had to turn around and do some big detour, and he's the one that dropped me off at that town where I was hitchhiking and I had like 30 viewers. Yeah, he was the ride that dropped me there. What's his name? God, I need to get better with names. Ugh. Life goals. Better memory. So he was really cool too. He'd actually done a lot of like cinematography work. They did some expeditions in Alaska, and they said they had a bunch of drones and GoPros and stuff for, because they were in like big 4-wheel drive vehicles, and they were like showcasing that. So he was actually really interesting to talk to. I'm not sure how much of that stream got caught live, because we were going through some really, really rural, windy roads, and I think like this stream still tells me that it's like live, and it might just say that I have a poor connection, but it'll tell me I have 0 viewers, and then when the connection gets better, it'll pop back up to some amount of other viewers. So I'm really not sure what you guys can see. I'm guessing the best way to check that out would be to check my VODs. It's probably the logical way to see what you guys actually see. So I should probably do that tonight as well. I need to like write a list, because I gotta look at like Nightbot or Moobot, and yeah. Is there a pen? Is there a pen on the nightstand? I think if you just go to my channel, at like the top bar, it'll have like the channel, and then it'll have like videos. And then under videos, those are just the automatic, at the end of my stream, they automatically get saved to my channel. There's no pen. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, the connection has been pretty rough. The best day I had as far as connection was yesterday, and I had like almost 11 hours of almost solid streaming. Over a couple mountainous kind of passes, things got a little bit iffy, but Bubba was my most recent ride today. He took me into the town that I am in right now, Tillamook. Yeah. So he drove me here. Most recent one, freshest in my mind. Am I hitching the 101 all the way to Cali? Yeah, Bubba, I am. And then from there, I have decisions to make. We're probably east, through Texas, I'm guessing. It's probably the road I'd take. Were you wearing camo, Bubba? I don't have a good memory for that. Okay, you were in the one in Canada. When did I leave Canada? I crossed the border on the 10th? Is that the day? Yeah. Tuesday the 10th was my first day across to Port Angeles, and then started coming down. Okay, so Bubba did make the stream. Bubba, you were live on the air on Hitch Live. The only hitchhiking live stream in the world, maybe. Like, there's not that many viewers now, but this being only the 4th day, I'm quite proud of how many people keep showing up into this channel. We've got 40-something viewers in 4 days, or 40-something followers rather in 4 days, which are people that choose to follow the channel, which means they get notified when I come online. You remember my first pickup? You come away in the past 3 days. Yeah, like, um, this is a fun kind of trip because I'm staying on a small highway and I'm catching short rides. If I was just trying to get long distances, I would have gone down I-5 and just been, I'd already be well into California by now. You get long rides, but it's a lot less fun. Um, uh, so this has been, even with the weather and even with the connection issues, this has been one of my funnest trips yet, and I'm so happy that I made the decision to try live streaming my little passion in life, that is hitchhiking. So thank you everyone for checking it out, and everyone for coming back. It just makes me feel like I'm doing something that other people are interested in. Like, my passion is actually something people might also be passionate about. Hitchhiking is a neat hobby. Yeah, I agree. I think more people should do it. It's gone out of fashion, but I think it deserves a little bit more. A little bit more. I don't know. It's a fun way to get around. Your hobby is more playing football and doing stuff with cars. Yeah, those hobbies make more sense, to be honest. Hitchhiking is a strange hobby, and I understand that. I just get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Definitely satisfies my urge for like adventure, because you never know what's gonna happen when you go out for a day of hitchhiking, especially if you have no fixed final destination for that day. Because like this morning, I didn't think I was going to be in Tillamook in a motel room drying out all my stuff and doing a live stream with you guys about the progress of the channel, how we should move forward, the different things I should do to improve the quality. Have I gotten homesick at all, or had thoughts of stopping? On this trip, not at all. Because I am only 4 days in to actually the American part. On other trips, yeah, like when I hitchhiked in 2015 for 8 months, there's moments where I kind of missed Canada, I missed home, I missed familiar faces, because hitchhiking is a very social way of traveling, but you're like, it's just constant new people, and you meet them for such a short amount of time, anywhere from, a couple minutes to like max couple days, and then they're just gone. And it's nice to have someone that you actually know and you're familiar with in your life. So when I go on long trips, I do kind of miss that. What I've already kind of found with this live streaming thing is I have a few very regulars that are in chat all the time. I feel like I'm building up like a repertoire, I'm getting to know these people that keep coming back in chat so well that even though I'm not home, I have these familiar people I'm talking to every day, and maybe that'll supplement my kind of like moments where I'm missing like the familiarity of home, because I'll have the familiarity of these people that come back into my channel and hang out with me. So yes, I have gotten homesick, but on other trips, but I'm not at that point yet, and I feel like the homesick factor on this trip will be a little bit different. Yeah, Zane, you're the OG, or one of the OG viewers. Has the same pillows as your grandma's couch. I can see that. To me, this couch kind of has a grandma's couch kind of vibe to it. Like I said, you just looked like you wanted to be picked up, and you looked like a YouTuber vlogger. It was a blast hanging out for the little time we hung out. Good times. Yeah, I agree, very good times. And yeah, I've told my viewers, and did we talk about it? I'm not sure we did. Um, Hitchhiking is about how you present yourself, because all you have to base, like all a driver has to base off of whether or not they're going to pick you up, is what you look like and how you present yourself. Um, so try to look like someone friendly. Try to look like someone a person would want to sit next to in a car. Um, so um, I, it's really nice for me to hear that you saw me and I looked friendly and I looked inviting and it looked like I was doing something with YouTuber vlogging on the side of the road, and that inspired you to pick me up. You never have to apologize for your spelling. I'm not going to try and correct you grammatically or spelling wise. Uh, it doesn't. I didn't even notice, and it doesn't even faze me. So, uh, never have to apologize. I'm just really happy you're here, to be honest. Like, um, we had a great little short chat in the car. Um, but yeah, it was a short interaction before we both went our separate ways, and I'm really happy you came back and we can continue um, our our interaction through this other means. Um, yeah, so thank you. Hmm. But yeah, I'm not sure how much longer I'll be on, because I kind of did. Yeah, I came on to kind of talk about the stream, how it went today, show people my gear, because it's all being dried out and stuff like that. Um, show you all my batteries, charging all like 7 of them. Um, show you my battery that doesn't work at all. Never buy this battery. Worked for 3 days and then it's just like, nah, no, I'm dead. If that looked, where you seem like a generally nice guy, if I saw you on the side of the road, if I had seen you on Twitch or not, I would pick you up. Thank you. That's extremely nice to hear. I do appreciate that. You look like Ice Poseidon. Who's Ice Poseidon? Did I get my stuff charged? It's charging right now. It takes a full night. Like those 20,000 milliamp hour batteries, um, there's no like special input for a big battery like that. It's still just this kind of getting trickle charged over an extended period of time. It takes 8 to 12 hours to charge those suckers up. So they'll be charging all night, and I should be ready to go in the morning. And I'll have a few days of battery life at my disposal by that time. How does one prepare for a trip like this? Just hitchhiking in general, or like live streaming? Hitchhiking, like for your first trip, I'd say go on a short trip where you're quite confident that you'll get to your destination that day. So you'll have a support system, you have a friend's place to go to for that day. You're just kind of testing the waters of hitchhiking. But if we get into long distance hitchhiking, then you have to have the equipment necessary that will make it so no matter what happens, if you don't get picked up and you're in the middle of nowhere, you'll be safe. I say like give yourself at least like 2 days worth of like supplies and equipment where like you're not going to be worried about like exposure like, to the elements, because you're outside a lot and you have to be prepared to deal with the elements. So yeah, if you're doing a long distance trip, be prepared to be outside for an extended period of time without anyone picking you up. I've never had to wait longer than 8 hours for a ride, but if you get caught out, you're responsible for yourself, so make sure you're prepared. How did I prepare for this trip? Like my base preparation was my years of hitchhiking and just me growing that, I wouldn't say skill, just comfort with it. But preparing for this as far as live streaming went was a couple month process of accumulating gear, doing research on what other IRL streamers had as far as equipment went, and trying to figure out what would work best for me. But at the end of the day, I went in so blind. I couldn't test my whole setup because I didn't have the data to, because Canada has crappy data plans. Um, I couldn't test it until I got to the United States because I had a US like jetpack with unlimited data, but I couldn't use it until I was in the US. So I went and like all in on that thing working. If that didn't work, I would have gotten to the US and been dead in the water. So I took a big chance on that, and it's worked out okay. I've had a few problems with it, but it's been, but it's all been worked out pretty well. But yeah, it took quite a bit of research as far as your streaming equipment, and like tripods, batteries, this lens here, this wide angle lens, which makes it so much easier to frame a shot when I'm walking around in the middle of nowhere, because I don't have to hold the phone so far away from my face for you to get a frame of reference. But yes, Devonte, I modded you, or I made you mod, so you have the power. Use it wisely. Ice Poseidon looks more like an off-brand version of him. Yeah. Yeah. No, Spooky Bong is my old friend from when I worked at an outdoor store in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Um, yeah. Did a great job. So glad we had the privilege of meeting you today. We need to get going, God bless. Well, yeah, sad to see you go, but I hope you come back. I hope you have a great evening. Yeah, I hope to see you back here again, and thanks for coming by. I'm so happy you came by. You're the first actual driver that came back and checked out the channel and made it known in chat that they came back. So, yeah, really happy that you picked me up today, and I'm really happy that you came here into chat afterwards to chat a little bit. And I hope to see you back soon. Have a good one, man. Yeah. It's Baba. Yeah, for anyone that just came in, or Devonte, he's the most recent ride I had. He drove me into this town, and I gave him my business card, and he just showed back up into chat, just to say hi. And he's the first driver that has done such, so I'm extremely happy with that. That's really cool. I wish, is there any way I can like whenever drivers come into chat, I can just like tag them as such, and you can like see on their name that they're like one of my rides. I think that'd be cool. Albeit inevitably someone would just like join my channel after I get picked up by someone and be like, hey, I'm this person, then they're not actually that person. Yeah. I have no idea how I'd implement that, and how I'd actually, not that I'd have to police that, but like actually check up on that. Because it was just like a cool icon. Anyone that would want a cool icon could be like, yeah, I'm this driver that you got picked up with 7 days ago. You remember me, right? Gentleman with the beard who went on the expedition. No, it was I think he only made it on a little bit. The stream was really bad at that time. It was in a car, and there was two girls in the back seat, and a dog, and he was wearing a camo shirt apparently. We only drove a rather short distance. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it anymore.
yeah, to drop me off at the grocery store. Then I went for a walk in the rain, found this I know a dog. Um, I petted it, and it seemed to like me, and then I went to the back seat, and I was like looking back and like saying hi to the people behind me, and then it, like licked the side of my face. I like dogs. The dog is Gent. So I'm guessing it's not Ghent. Gent. Um, well, I quite like your dog, and it's a service dog, correct? Right? So like, it's a chill dog, very nice dog. You still leaving? Yeah, yeah. You said you're leaving, and then you keep talking in chat. You just keep coming back. Yeah, Jim. Yes. Okay. I like your dog. Hopefully, I get to meet it again as well. You as well, but the dog too. Tell your friends. Invite everyone. I really like having chat. Like the people that come here and talk to me. It makes the trip so much more fun. It's great, and I'm so happy I have a driver here in chat with me. Like you've no idea. It's like a drug. Get out while you can. Get out of here. That may like a few great things happened today. Bubba coming back, that's another one. Um, uh, our friend from Wales creating that great picture for me, um, uh, which maybe I'll have to show again. He photoshopped an image of like me and like hitchhiking. Um, all right, see ya, Baba. Are you actually gonna leave though? Are you? I don't know if I believe you. Yeah, so Bubba coming back, awesome, and then why can't I remember? Mm, yeah. Anyway, a friend from Wales. Yeah, he had photoshopped an image of me, um, like created an image of me like hitchhiking with like 101 there, and it's beautiful and I love it, and I'm gonna show you guys all again because I I think it's amazing, and I've never had anyone create something for me like that. Um, Look at that. So cool. Love it. Actually, I was supposed to do something. Yeah. Sorry. It's probably one of the best streams I've ever been in, to be honest. Thank you. Thank you. That makes me feel really good because I'm really new to this live streaming thing. I've never been in front of a camera, and to have uh, someone say stuff like that, um, it means a lot, and it gives me a ton of motivation to keep doing what I'm doing. Um, so yeah, it's a really attractive environment. Everyone is friendly. You're super nice. You're doing great. Yeah, that makes me feel really good. Yeah, I'm trying to do this the right way, the nice way. Like that's how I present myself hitchhiking is I try to always be a nice person, everything like that. Also, I'm trying to do things the legal way as much as I can. I'm trying to do things by the book, but like, and also like create like a more wholesome kind of view of hitchhiking because it can be a really wholesome, friendly, like, and way of traveling and building this community out of this activity is so cool to me. I'm really happy you guys find this interesting, because this is always, or not always, but for 4 years has been like my little hobby for myself, but I never really shared it with anyone, and I'm just really excited that other people are excited about about this, because it's always just been like, oh, there's Trevor going on another hitchhiking trip, have fun, but I've never got to show people what it's like, and now I do, and people enjoy it, and that makes me really excited. You guys just make me feel so good. What a great day. What a great day. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy the time flew by. Means I'm at least entertaining you, even though I'm just hanging out in the motel room. So I have 3 mods right now. Is there anyone that's kind of been around a while and chat? Like, Zane, do you want to be a mod in my channel? I'd like to have a few, just because I stream such a wide range of hours. It'd be useful to have some people from different time zones and stuff like that, because not everyone's going to be around at all times. Yeah, you wouldn't mind being a mod as well? Okay, I'll add you. Alright. You've been given moderator privileges. Just scrolling through chat, and I sometimes accidentally double click, and it switches my screen around. Yeah, because I'm more of the American time zone, I'll be on at later times. Yeah, like some of my mods are, like one's from Wales, so they'd probably be on in the morning kind of thing. And then the North American mods would come on at night. It's 9 o'clock here, Pacific Standard Time. Did you receive moderator privileges? I did the mod command, I think. Oh yeah, you got it. I see your mod symbol. You've got the power, use it wisely. Yeah, hotel. Yeah, everything was wet. My batteries were all dead. And I had some things to figure out logistically and some stuff I wanted to do on my computer with my stream and stuff like that. So I decided to splurge and get a motel for the night. So, yeah, I know, it's a little crazy. It's a little crazy. There's an actual bed. What even is a bed? I don't know. But it's comfortable. Is my tent more dry? Yeah, like, when we went and checked last, like, a lot of it was pretty dry. There was just pockets that were, like, there was bigger pools of water that were still wet. And I know, I've been here for hours and I still haven't showered. I'm just, like, building up. Like, the longer you hold it off, the more you're gonna enjoy it, kind of thing. Yeah. So when I do sign off,
I'm gonna do some stuff for my stream. See if I can figure a few things out, and I'm gonna take a glorious shower. I'm gonna. It's been like 5 days. It's gonna be like 5 days since I've had a shower. I haven't had a shower since Vancouver, so Vancouver, Canada. So, like, showered in Vancouver, spent a night in Victoria in a tent, and then been working my way down through the U.S. since Tuesday, and it's Friday night. And I'm just finally getting a shower, and yeah, electricity all night, charging all my batteries. Things are good. Yeah. Come tomorrow, when we head back on the road, I'm gonna be well rested, well batteried, all dry. Like we can take hitchhiking to the next level. Just because I'm like, I can actually power my devices and not die of exposure due to a wetted out down sleeping bag. Because yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but when down gets wet, like down gets its warmth from the poofiness, though. But when it gets wet, that poofiness just disappears. And then it no longer provides any insulating kind of properties to you. So, yeah. Try to not get down wet. Was I a fan of road trips growing up? Yeah, I always liked road trips. We went on a few. We quite often do camping trips out to the Okanagan from Vancouver Island, Okanagan, Central British Columbia. Did a road trip down to California when I was in grade 7, I think, in a motorhome. That was fun. Played my Game Boy the whole time in the back, playing Pokemon. Like, we didn't go on that many road trips. Like, it wasn't like a regular thing. We do road trips down to Nanaimo, for back to school shopping, because there's no shopping in the Comox Valley worth mentioning. And Nanaimo had a shopping mall, which was the big thing. Hitchhiking, but instead you're asking people to sleep in their homes. Interesting When I was in Victoria, to start this trip, I decided I hadn't really done it, and I wanted to test it out, because I think the only truly legal way of camping in most circumstances, like near a city, is to ask for permission to camp on private land. So literally knocking on someone's door and being like, hey, can I camp in your backyard? Obviously try to do it with a bit more charisma than that, but that's the most legal way of camping in a city, which is tough to do. What did I just do? Yeah. I've seen you here before, like we've talked before, and I realized today that I do need to have a bit of a variety of mods that are regulars in my channel, as things picked up and there was like 30 people and someone was saying something they shouldn't have been saying and people were saying they needed mods. So I have learned that I do need mods in my channel, and I know you've been around, so you get a mod, everyone gets a mod. Would you like to be a mod? Chame, however I'm supposed to say it. I still want to ask for permission. I don't want to be like make sure you want to be moderator, because with great power comes great responsibility. Like, you're surrounded by mods now, but like we're kind of asking you if you'd like to join the team. You're down, your journey is cool to follow. Alright, you're in. Welcome to the crew. 1 second. got the power. Cool. Yeah. Because apparently everyone in chat's a moderator right now. I don't want, like, if anyone has any negative things to say about hitchhiking, I still want them to be able to voice their opinions. I want there to still be open discord about things. People can have opposing opinions about things, can have different positions. I don't want it to be censorship. I just want it to be when things are straight up, like someone's like just trolling for the sake of trolling. Just clean things up a little bit. I didn't see exactly what was going on earlier today, but people were calling that we needed some moderation. So yeah, it's just times like that. So you probably won't need to do that much. As far as chat goes, I think there's other things you can do as a moderator that, me being me and not knowing a thing about streaming, I don't know. I don't know what you can do. I think you can change my title and stuff like that, can't you? But yeah. Yeah, in general, yeah. You give them a warning, then you can ban, yeah. Or time them out first, I think, like, warn them or time them out for a short amount of time, and then if they do it again, time them out for, like, whatever, a longer period of time, and if they come back and they keep doing that, then right out ban them. Like, a ban should be like, you're a constant negative, you have a constant negative impact on the quality of the stream. But I understand some people are going to say some stuff a bit out of place, but if they do that once, they don't deserve to be, like, once, maybe even twice, they don't deserve to be outright banned. It just pretty much been like, that's not cool, that's not the type of environment we want to have. And going forward, like, if you want to be a part of this community, you can't really do that. Go to his timeout, and if they come again and don't learn, then it's banned. Okay, it has to be banned. Yeah, no, that sounds correct to me. Because yeah, I totally want like open Discord. I want opposing opinions on things to be talked about. I appreciate when someone comes into the chat and doesn't know that much about hitchhiking and says something about, like, hey, I really don't think you should be doing this, it's actually really dangerous, like that kind of thing, because then I can talk about my experience with it, and, like, there's no right answer with that. They have an opinion, I can tell them what my experience was, and they can take that or not, as long as no one's, like, really mean about it. Yeah, I welcome people to question what I'm doing, because to society at large, someone hitchhiking is doing something irresponsible. I don't think it's irresponsible, but most people see it that way. So I welcome people to question what I'm doing, because it makes sense that they'd be questioning it, because everything in your life tells you to not hitchhike, from your parents to probably your teachers, to the news. Everything says, don't hitchhike, it's bad, it's dangerous, you're gonna wind up killed. I don't think that's the case. Have I had turned on any rides since Port Angeles? One, and yeah, I brought it up a couple times. Yeah, it was I'm guessing most other people in the chat know, like, the short story of it. But yeah, a guy pulled over, and I came up to the car, opened the door, and I said something along the lines of, hey, how's your day going? And he said, do you want to ride or not? And I don't know the exact direction of the conversation that went after there, but I think at the end of it I ended up saying something along the lines of, based off of the interaction we've had, I'm going to wait for the next ride. Thanks for stopping, though. Have a nice day. Shut the door. He gave me a death glare, and he drove on. But I've turned down... Actually, at that point, I turned down 3 rides in a row. Um, First one was it was in the back of a pickup truck, like in the bed of a pickup truck, which I'm pretty sure is illegal in the state of Washington. And also, I talked about on this stream about managing risk with hitchhiking. Um, where riding in the bed of a pickup truck down a windy highway isn't the smartest thing to do. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was sketchy. And then the next one I turned down was it was like a big like kind of cube van, commercial van, and they said yeah they could take me. They're going 50 miles or something like that, but I have to climb into the back. And again, I'm trying to do stuff, both risk management and legally wise. I knew that was both illegal and not safe. Adults are occupied in the passenger seat, required to ride in the back, such as ride in the cab. That's okay, so you actually are. Oh, so you can only ride in the bed if all the seatbelts are occupied, like all the seats with seatbelts are taken first. Is that what that means? You Google it really quick, and yeah, it probably would have been a decently fun ride. I'm just I think the famous Canadian guy Chris Hansen, I think he got paralyzed that way. I think he was riding in the back of a pickup truck and they rolled it or something, and he became paralyzed at the waist. Kansas, the only rule you have to be over 14. Yeah, I didn't know the law on it, and it was my first day, and I wanted, yeah, I wanted to do things the right way, the legal way, and I didn't know the rules. And that would have been my second ride, and you're already like just like YOLOing it in the back of a pickup truck. You've ridden a few pickup trucks. Yeah, I don't. It's not the end of the world. And I'm guessing I'll accept some pickup truck rides on this trip. I think it's just the first day, and I didn't know the rules, and I wanted to like do things by the book from the beginning. And once I kind of settle into it, I can find the places where I want to kind of take my chances a little bit here and there. Like yesterday, my first ride was in a short haul commercial truck, and the guy looked a little rough around the edges, but he still seemed like a decent guy based off of my experience with meeting people very quickly. And yeah, we get in and get to talking, and he like right off the bat tells me he has like 7 felonies and stuff like that. So, and he told me that people have turned down rides from him based off of what he looks like, because he's a big guy. But I got a good enough vibe from him that where I myself am comfortable riding the truck, so I'm gonna get in there. People riding the back pickup trucks on the highway. Yeah, and that was down 101, which is at that part a windy mountainous road. Like I'd be rocking and rolling all over the place. I'll catch you under 14 right in the back, they'll fine you upwards of every person. Luckily I'm not 14. Yeah, the guy I talked to out there, when I heard them talking about me outside, I'm not sure if you were all here for that, he asked me if I had any, like, he asked me how old I was, and then he asked me if I had any kids, and I'm like, no. If I had kids, I probably wouldn't be doing this. I think I'd have a responsibility to my children, to not just be hitchhiking around the world for fun. Yeah, and then he's just like, oh, I just was wondering, because I had a kid at 15, and he's like 3 more after that, or 2 more after that. I'm was like, whoa. Um, yeah, no kids, not anytime soon. Has anyone you've rode with ever broken down? Yeah. Was it only once? Yeah. It's only been once, and it was in Russia. And it's actually a fun kind of story, so thanks for asking. I wish I could give you the town names. Anyways, I was hitchhiking out of a town on my way east to Vladivostok in kind of central Russia, central eastern Russia. And hitchhiking in Russia is pretty easy. The spot, like, there's always a decent spot, and you're gonna get picked up quickly. Anyways, these two younger guys picked me up in just their probably 20-year-old sedan, just regular car, and we get driving, and within like 10-15 minutes, the engine car kind of starts steaming, and they pull over, and it's overheating, and they're putting water into the radiator or whatever. And then they let it cool down a bit, and then they keep driving, but it overheats again in another like 5 minutes. They let it cool down again, and the same thing keeps happening and happening and happening. And at some point, it doesn't cool down anymore. Like, the car is done. So I started hitchhiking, and then all three of us were hitchhiking because the car broke down. Meanwhile, this was Russia, and I think I've told you guys about Russia being the country of me not being able to communicate with people, which for me made the experience less personal. I couldn't connect with the people I was meeting along the way. But I did find this situation kind of funny. I'm the Canadian hitchhiker hitchhiking across Russia, and now all three of us, a Canadian and two Russians, are hitchhiking around in Siberia. But you'll see this a lot in Russia if you go out in the rural parts. But if you break down, people will kind of just like tow you into the next town, but they won't use like they won't get a tow truck. They just have like this little like yellow like or just weak little string, and they tie it off to like the mount on the front of your car, tie it off to their bumper, and they're kind of like, all right, steer. So we did that, but yeah, we all hitchhiked. We flagged down. It was like a medical van. It was like this cool old looking like. If you look up like Russian van or something, I don't know. It looked very Russian. It had like a red cross on it, so it was like some kind of medic thing. And they pulled over. We attached our string to the other vehicle, and we started getting towed into the next town, which is only a couple kilometers up. You kind of just limp into the town, and they dropped off the car, and then they had a driver for the medic van, but they also had a doctor in there, and it turns out he was a rural doctor that serviced very small towns in rural Russia. They wouldn't always have a doctor stationed there, but they'd send them around as kind of needed to treat people as people needed treatment. And he could speak English. Met someone that could speak English in Russia. I met two, and both of them were doctors, but yeah, this was one of them. And he got to talking, and he thought it was interesting that there's a Canadian there hitchhiking around Russia. And like their car was done, like the one that got towed, but he's like, I'm driving home to my hometown tonight. My driver is driving me to pick up my car, and then we're gonna take my car, and I invite you to come to my home and meet my family and spend the night, and then you can continue on with your journey the next day. And I'm like, that sounds amazing, because at that point I hadn't actually been invited by anyone over in Russia. It'd always just been me camping, or in Moscow I got a hostel, but it was always just me camping. So I was excited for that. And then we drive. His driver drives us to his car. We get to his car. We open his car. We get in his car. We're all ready to go. And he goes to start the car, and click, click. Nothing coming from the battery. So we're like, huh, that's strange. So we open up the hood, and we like look at it. Battery's gone. Battery's not dead. It's gone. During his his work while he was gone for several days, like helping rural communities as a doctor, someone stole his battery from his car. So then we're like, what do we do? So he calls his friend from his local town, and he's like, do you have a battery that we can have? Because our battery's gone. So we wait like 45 minutes. His friend comes, gets the battery, and then jump starts it, starts the car, disconnects the connectors, and the alternator won't like power the battery, so like it won't it won't, as soon as you let off the gas, like you turn it on, you're on the gas, you disconnect the thing, you rev the engine, you rev the engine, you rev the engine, you let it idle, it just dies. It just goes out. Um, and we're like, okay, well, we can't drive this car home. So then they attach a string, his friend's vehicle, they attach a string to our vehicle, and they tow us into the nearest town, which is a really rural community, one of the communities that this doctor served. We didn't go to his hometown, which I was really sad about, because I wanted to meet his family. I wanted to be invited into a Russian home, and finally get my experience of like being brought in, because I really like that when I'm in a new country, like being brought into their home to meet their family, to eat their food. Like it's such a great experience. But we weren't going to get to do that because it was too far away to get towed. So we got towed into the nearest town, which is down some like gravel road. And he's like, "It's okay. We'll just stay in the hospital in town for the night." I'm like, "Okay, that sounds fine." And we get there, and what this hospital in this town, what it was like a little like rancher building with a kitchen, with just like a sink, no other like kitchen utensils, a sink and a fridge, and a table, and a kettle, and a recovery room with a bunch of like really old like metal sagging spring, like with a shitty mattress kind of bed, and that was the recovery room, and like a doctor's office and a nurse's kind of lounge thing, and no washroom. Their hospital doesn't have a washroom. You have to go out onto the street and use an outhouse. That's the kind of poverty you're dealing with in eastern, or in central Russia, in Siberia. Their hospital has no washroom, no plumbing. They have water, but no plumbing. And that's their hospital to support the community. So I slept in the recovery room that night, and I met the nurses, and they all thought it was great that I was Canadian. We took some pictures. I'll have to show you. I have a picture of me, and again, names. I forget his name, so I call him Dr. Russia. But yeah, and then he drove me back, or how did we get back out? Someone drove us out to the highway again, and he's just like, "Oh, wait here for a second." He walks out to the highway, just like flags down a long haul truck driver, and gets me a 500-kilometer ride, just like that. So you asked a question about has a ride ever broken down on me, and I ended up telling a pretty long story that was associated with that. So yeah, that was the time that a car broke down on me. You have to go for the night, Chame. Yeah, I'll see you around. Hope to see you back soon. You're a mod now. I trust you. So let's see. I didn't look at chat that whole time, so I'm just scrolling back down. Russia actually seemed like a cool place to visit. I really want to go to the Middle East. Yeah, Russia's definitely worth the visit. If you just want to check out like Russian cities, I went to Moscow, and it was really interesting. I'd recommend you go to Moscow. St. Petersburg is also a place that people like to. I didn't go there myself. I'd like to go back and check it out. Before I go back to Russia, I would really like to become conversational in the language. I think I'll have a 100% different experience of traveling around Russia once I can communicate with the local population. And the Middle East is interesting as well. I only went to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. That is a very small slice of the Middle East. So I'm with you there. I'd like to see more of the Middle East too. I've heard the local populations there are very, very warm to outsiders, to visitors, people who want to see their country, because they don't get a lot of tourists into the rural areas. So yeah, I think that would be a really interesting experience. You have family over in the Middle East, in Jordan, Syria, Israel, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Lebanon. Yeah, that is really cool. If you have family there, get yourself out there. Experience that other side of your culture, your family. That's awesome. It's nice to have that family, because I'm Ukrainian and British, and I think I still have one of my grandmothers is still in England somewhere, but I never really knew her. But like the Ukrainian side of my heritage is gone, except for my surname Daniluk or Daniluk. That's all that's left of my Ukrainian heritage. So I think it's great that you still have family there, that maybe you could even go meet and experience their culture. Salt's time. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it definitely kind of meandered and sidelined for a long time, but yeah, that was the whole point of that was, yes, a car broke down. Yeah, welcome to the mod squad. Dubai is really cool. I agree. I found Dubai really interesting. That city should not be there. It's a city of excess built in a desert. It shouldn't be more than like a small town based off of the resources they have naturally occurring there. Yet they have the tallest building in the world. They have 2 ski hills. They have a bunch of artificial islands. They have islands in the shape of the world. Artificial islands in the shape of palm islands. It's a crazy place. Oh yeah, you have been to Dubai. Yes, it is hot there. I forgot you guys. You went to Dubai. It was your dad that had like a business trip there, right? Right, Devontae? And me and him were talking about when he drove me to Kelowna, our credit card stuff and his travel stuff to Dubai, and how he used his points, his membership rewards points to get his flights to Dubai and stuff like that. Great grandpa was on the Supreme Court in the United Arab Emirates. That's a cool kind of family history to have. That's really interesting, Zane. Your mom won't let you travel to the Middle East. She has mixed views on it. My mom wouldn't let me hitchhike either. And look at me now. It's all so poor and nasty, sandy desert and everyone there's dangerous. If you want to go to the Middle East, what I recommend you do is say that you want to go to the Middle East and it's something you're passionate about, it's something you want to experience, and you say you're going to go there. I'm not sure how old you are, but once you're of age, you can make your own decisions, and you have to live your own life and take some chances. Not that I think going to the Middle East is a chance, but like make your decisions. If you want to go somewhere, find the means to go there and have that experience. Don't do something because someone tells you not to. Ski was lit. I didn't go skiing. I wanted to. I thought that'd be hilarious, and I felt like I'm an okay skier. Like I'm proficient, I guess. I feel like I'd be like one of the best ones on the slopes in Dubai. The Canadian comes to Dubai and rips it up. Need to really push it. My grandpa was actually born there in Bethlehem, moved to USA to go to college. Yeah. Grandma's always offered to take me and even pay for my ticket. But nope. Man, you just gotta... do you mind, well, you don't have to give me your age, but are you over 18? Are you considered an adult in the U.S.? Your dad would let you go, though? That tends to be the way. My mom, when I started hitchhiking, she might even be watching right now, did not like the concept of me hitchhiking, but at that point, okay. She didn't like the concept of me hitchhiking, but like at that point, I'm an adult. I make my own decisions. So at that point, it's me telling them what I'm doing and hoping that they will support me in that decision. But I'm more notifying them that that's what I want to do and that's what I am doing more than anything. But yeah, you tell me you're 14, and yeah, you can keep bringing up the issue and try to explain why you want to do that. But if one of your parents is really against you doing that, that's something you might just have to wait until you come of age and become an adult in the eyes of the government, and then you can make your own decisions. And waiting 4 years isn't the end of the world, and traveling when you're an actual adult becomes a very different experience. Like, all the decisions are your own, because, yeah, you have no guardian to tell you what to do and have actual authority over you. You do you. So yeah, definitely make sure you go to the Middle East, but don't be too phased if your mom won't let you go until you're 18, because you'll still get to go and you'll still get to have that experience, and it'll be on your own terms at that point. Where yeah, you can go see your family, but you can also go off and do your own things. It's really nice to have that freedom. You spent 10 hours at the ski hill in Dubai? They're not that big, are they? Like for an artificial ski hill built in the desert, it's big, but man, you live in Calgary, you're next to the Rocky Mountains. Like, there'd be a certain amount of like novelty factor, because you know you're in Dubai and you're like, all right, let's go skiing. But after like an hour of like going down the equivalent of a bunny hill or a bit more than that, I think it'd be like, all right, that was cool, but I'm gonna move on. Your dad went to visit for the first time when he was like 13. Ever even been on a plane or seen the ocean? But have a while to do all that. Yeah, you've got a lot of time. Being 14, you've got a lot of things to experience. So, yeah. But that's exciting. Like, those are things that people might think is normal, but you haven't done them before. Being on a plane is huge. You're in a little tin can flying at 30,000 feet going 500 miles an hour. Hey, it's an experience when you really look at it. So, yeah. All those things you talk about what you want to do, you'll do them. It's just a matter of time. I didn't do any big traveling until I was 19. Like, 19 is when I decided I want to start hitchhiking. And I just started regional hitchhiking in British Columbia, and then it escalated quickly, and all of a sudden I'm 23 and I've hitchhiked in 25 countries. Like, when I was 14, I had been to a road trip down to California with my mom and my stepdad, and my dad was working in Aruba, so one time he flew me down to Aruba for a week, and that was the extent of my traveling. And that puts me in, for 14-year-old terms, like, I was like fairly well traveled, but things have escalated significantly from there. You're 14, but like, I'm sure you'll do a lot of things. Got a lot to look forward to. No, but you missed the cold. You met some Swiss girls. I think you know, Devontae, that I very much enjoy Swiss girls. You could see me being a public speaker for this, for real. Like, I don't know, like, public speaking has always terrified me. I'm quite happy with how I've done with this live streaming thing. I didn't know how well I would do with it, but I'm quite happy with how I'm progressing with it. Yeah, no, that's nice, nice to hear, because I've always been pretty quiet in a public kind of setting. In a close group setting, I have no problems. I'll shoot the shit. I'm confident. but in really new kind of group situations, that confidence disappears on a normal in a normal situation for me. So I think this will help with that a lot, because I know there's a group there, but I only know that because there's a little number in the corner of my screen saying that there's a group there. So it's a lot easier to overcome than dozens of eyes looking at you. I think it's a good introduction to public speaking. So I think this is good for me. Can really influence more deeply with smaller groups. That's true too. Like if Zane joined this, and at that point, I don't think I'll ever be there. But if I ever had like a couple thousand viewers, and he's just like started talking about how he wants to see the Middle East, I've probably been like, have at her, man, give her. But I couldn't have done a more in-depth answer than that, because there's so much going on and I have to pay attention to other stuff. I can't get sidetracked from one comment for a couple minutes at once. I have to move on to other stuff because there's a lot going on with so many people. So it is really nice when there's less people. You get a much more intimate kind of conversation going, where I can take a question and delve into that if I want to, if they want to, if it just seems to go together with the kind of discord we're having. But yeah, I didn't know how this live streaming thing would go, but I'm really enjoying it so far. And yeah, I hope to take this pretty far. So you get donation text piece, so you can answer the people that have serious inquiries. Yeah, yeah. Once things pick up, you can't address every. I still want to. I don't want people to have to spend money to get me to acknowledge their existence. I want to still be able to interact with the general chat. But yeah, that'll, like, having that pop up in text to speech will definitely let me be able to directly address them, because it pops up there and talks to me. So that'll definitely get my attention and give me the ability to talk about that. But I still probably won't talk about a topic. Like if Zane donated a couple dollars to me and said that, I still wouldn't be able to talk about that for 5 minutes, because maybe there'd be another donation, maybe something else would happen, and I need to move on. But also when I'm hitchhiking, I won't be able to do this kind of conversations in general, because one, I'll be like trying to catch a ride, I'll be interacting with drivers, I get distracted mentally. And then when I get in the car, I'm talking to the driver, and there's always something going on. Of course, but sometimes it helps if people really want your answer. You can always set the limits hella low, yeah. But as you get bigger, people know that they're in big streams, stream money. Okay, yeah. But they're not forced to pay money for you to know. Yeah. It's all part of growing pains of a channel. Like I'm sure every streamer that's like grown significantly has gone through the process of being like, how do I keep interaction up with so many more new people? I want to keep addressing everyone because this person came to my channel to watch me, and I want to be able to acknowledge that and appreciate that. But when there's so many people, you just don't have the time in the day, you don't have the mental capacity to address everyone that comes by. I'm going to do my best, but yeah, at some point there's going to be filtering and everything like that. Dead Reckoning 97, thanks for following. That's awesome. No. This stream has gone a whole lot longer than I thought it would. This was just going to be me being like, look at my batteries, look at my gear. Any suggestions for the channel? And then, like, oh, also, this is my bed. This is a real bed. And then I was gonna shower and go to bed. I'm really surprised how long this went on, and I should really actually try to do some stuff on my computer for the channel. And what I'm what I'm really wanting to do is take that shower. Oh baby, that shower. You have no idea how nice that's gonna feel. I wish I could like pass off the sensation I feel from taking that shower on to you, the viewer, cause it's been a while. I've been wet in the rain because it's been raining the whole trip, and I'm really looking forward to that. Ooh, baby. So I think I'm gonna sign off now. Do a little logistical work for this stream, try to figure out a few things, and and take a nice long shower. But I'll be back on tomorrow morning, and I'll be hitchhiking south out of Tillamook, Oregon, with a bunch of full batteries, a bunch of dry gear, a clean Trevor, and I'm pretty sure I'll be in pretty high spirits. So I think tomorrow's gonna be a good day. Hopefully, the connection stuff goes okay tomorrow. That's the problem is the connection thing's such a downer because I can build up momentum with the stream and people start coming and coming and coming, then I get picked up and then you go between towns and you lose connection and you just lose everyone. And all that momentum you had, it just disappears. So I'm really hoping as we go further south, the towns are a bit closer connected. I think it becomes a bit less like mountainous terrain-wise, and the town, the connection's better. So I'm not gonna lose you guys as often as I do, because I really want to have a consistent stream. I want you to be able to see the whole day of hitchhiking. I know most people won't stay around for 12 hours as I hitchhike from morning to night, but I want to be able to showcase that in the whole day. I want to show what a whole day of hitchhiking is like, all the ups and downs and boring parts and exciting parts and just random shenanigans that happen while you're hitchhiking long distances. I want to be able to show that, and it's going to be a trial. It's a process to figure this whole live streaming thing out, but I'm pretty confident I'm going to get there. I really like the experience I've had with it so far. Thanks to the people in chat talking, that's the best part. You guys make me like this. I've done 4 years of hitchhiking. I've had a great time, but I'm pretty confident in saying this is the funnest I've had with hitchhiking. So thank you everyone for showing up in chat, talking to me, joining me as I hitchhike around. I hope to see you tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day as I keep doing this little trip that is Hitchhiking America. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off, do some stuff on my computer, take a shower, relax, sleep in a bed. It's gonna be beautiful. And I will see you all tomorrow, and really, I thank you all for watching, and I thank you all for talking in the chat. It's been a great day. I've had a great day. I hope you guys have too. I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.